All right, we're live. This is Breaking BadCast Season 2, Episode 12, Phoenix. We've got a newbie on today, so hopefully we won't give anything away. Oh, here she is. Hey, Ellen, we're live right now.
Hello, Ellen.
Oh, wait a minute, she probably can't hear
Had trouble
us.
getting in.
I can hear
Hey,
you. Hey,
there's
Hi.
people.
we've got a newbie
I'm
today.
Henry.
I can't hear you though, obviously.
We've got a newbie. Can you hear me
Going
now?
out, coming back. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Oh.
Oh.
I don't think she can hear us.
No. Oh, well. Yeah, she's really cool. All right, so this is live, people. You know our show. You should know the routine by now. But Leonard Nimoy passed away. I think we should give our condolences to friends and family of Leonard Nimoy, and
Yeah.
he was fantastic. I've never seen Star Trek, but from what I've heard, he's just a great guy and everything. So Leonard, live long and prosper.
That's right.
All right, let's get. Hopefully, Ellen can join us. She brings such an insight to this show, Henry. You can't not even imagine.
I was gonna say something about Leonard Nimoy. I grew up watching him as Mr. Spock, but I also grew up watching him on In Search Of as the host of the original In Search Of, and it was that show that kind of inspired my love of all things weird and wonderful. And it was a great series, and it was kind of the precursor to shit stuff like Monster Quest, Mystery Quest, Unsolved Mysteries, stuff like that. So
without that show, there wouldn't be shows like that.
right,
No, there wouldn't be anything like that. But while we wait on Ellen, here we go. Here's Ellen.
Here she is. Hopefully she can hear us.
Hello, Ellen. Can you hear me?
Hi, I can hear you.
Great. We've got a newbie.
Hi, Ellen. I'm Henry. How are you?
Good, Henry.
Henry, tell us about yourself a little bit.
See, I got the Walter White look going.
Henry, tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm a long time resident of Mississippi, and I'm actually brand new to Breaking Bad, but I have been watching Better Call Saul. I have binge watched both seasons 1 and 2 of Breaking Bad, and I'm loving it. Oh, by the way, I showed Shane this, but check it out.
I got the exact same shirt. So
the Heisenberg shirt.
Oh, that's awesome.
I got the Heisenberg shirt. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'm loving Breaking Bad. Oh, my gosh. It's awesome. It is just awesome.
I love when people start watching that didn't watch before. It's like getting to do it all over again, kind of. It's exciting.
I am loving it.
The only thing is that they don't have to wait 7 months for a new season. They can binge watch it all today.
Yeah.
Oh, and Better Call Saul, too. Of course, I love Better Call Saul. I've been watching that since it started, and, yeah.
That's interesting, because I'm looking for people who watch Better Call Saul who don't know all of Breaking Bad yet, so this is great.
Yeah, it is.
That's me.
Fantastic.
That's me, because I don't know all of Breaking Bad.
Well, what was your first opinion on Better Call Saul?
Oh, God. Oh, man. Because I love... Bob Odenkirk is a friggin' genius.
He is.
He is excellent as Saul. Or as Jimmy, I should say. He's Jimmy McGill, because this is the prequel to Breaking Bad. This takes place 6 years before Breaking Bad starts. So we're seeing kind of the beginnings of Saul Goodman.
Yeah.
And, the beginnings of him being a con artist and being a flim-flam artist and all that. Yeah, and what he brings to the role is excellent. And, of course, his brother, who is a veteran character actor, Michael McKean, as Chuck, is excellent.
Yeah.
And Mike, we see the beginnings of Mike, Jonathan Banks.
Mm-hmm.
We see how he starts out. And we see Tuco for the first time. Tuco being a character from Breaking Bad. We saw Gonzo.
And Nodos.
And Nodos.
Yes, Nodos. And Nacho.
Stop helping. No, Nacho wasn't in Breaking Bad, but Nodos.
He was mentioned in Breaking Bad.
He was?
Uh-huh.
Season 2, Episode 8, Better Call Saul. Saul was saying something in Spanish, and he mentioned about Nacho. No, it was Nacho.
Really?
Yeah, he was mentioned.
Okay.
Never seen though.
Now that's a tidbit I should have known. Interesting. Wow.
But let's get
But
down to
notice, go
Phoenix.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say Nodos is a big deal too, because that one line, "Stop helping."
Yeah.
If you're in season
Yeah.
2, Henry knows what that means. That he's gonna help one time too many someday.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But Phoenix, wow.
Oh, what an episode. I rewatched it last night, and I was like, oh my god.
Did you catch anything that you missed the first time?
No, not really. Of course, now we've seen the birth of their baby Holly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course, Walter was late because he almost blew the deal with Gus. He almost because of Jesse. Jesse was the one that screwed that up.
I mean, it's heroin. That's some strong stuff right there to begin with. And we was talking about this 2 weeks ago, that they actually brought in a ex-heroin user to show Jesse and Jane how to create heroin, how to shoot up heroin and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Going through those motions, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a thing about not sleeping on your back going through this, and we see it when Marie is talking to Walt about it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe on her side. Jane says the same thing to Jesse, rolls him over, props him up, and ending up being on her back was her,
her downfall.
That was her death.
Yeah.
Don't lie on your back.
That was because Jesse accidentally kind of flexed a little bit and knocked her onto her back.
Whose fault
Walt
was it?
shook her.
I think it's Walt's. Walt's fault, really. He pushed her to the side and was trying to wake up Jesse.
He didn't do it intentionally, but when he shook Jesse, she just kind of rolled back onto her side.
Mm-hmm.
And, she was in, junkie position. I'm not defending what they're doing. This is stupid, and everybody knows it, and it's really sad. But, she would have lived if not for Walt being there that night.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah. And, of course, Walt had an opportunity to roll her on her side, but he chose not. I think he chose not to do it.
Yeah.
Henry, do you know what originally was planned for this scene?
Shane told me.
Okay, yeah.
Shane told me, yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah, he was going to hold her down until she died.
No, he was going to inject her with a lethal dose.
Yeah, that too, and hold her too.
And the writers went, no, too much, too fast. And then he wanted to push her onto her side after she started to vomit. And they're like, no, because it's baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want him to be evil, completely evil yet. He needs to be sympathetic, and he cries.
He did, yes.
Yeah.
You still don't hate him somehow for this.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and Bryan Cranston was actually upset because he was thinking about his own daughter during that scene.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they really have to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes him such an excellent actor. He is absolutely
fantastic.
I never figured that a guy who did comedy, he played Dr. Tim Watley on Seinfeld,
Malcolm in the Middle,
played Hal on Malcolm in the Middle, absolutely wacky comedy. He was the wacky one on Malcolm in the Middle, and then there's this transition into this dark character, Walter White.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely amazing.
They say that people who do comedy can do drama, but people who do drama can't necessarily do comedy. So they're actually the best people to go for.
Well, that's proof with Bob Odenkirk. He's a fantastic comedian.
Oh, he is great. I love Saul.
And with Saul,
Jimmy McGill / Saul.
And it's a dramatic role, and he can do it because there's that much more acting to it or something. I don't know, but comedians are good in drama.
Mm-hmm.
Robin Williams is a prime example. R.I.P.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. God, Henry, that went through my head as I said it too. And I wasn't going to say his name, but that's funny. I thought of him. but yeah, this episode does so much. So much happens,
Hmm.
and we learn so much. We have a timeline established, in case we were all wondering. It's kind of like, okay, we know it's like the middle to end of March at this point, because Jane, as her father says, is almost 27,
Hmm.
and then her birthday is coming up on April 4th. We already know Holly was born on the 16th, so Holly's born on March 16th, and this is the stuff that happens shortly after. So
Yep.
we're basically 6 to 7 months post 50.
Hmm.
And you gotta love John Delancey, aka Q from Star Trek: Next Generation, as Jane's dad.
Oh, see, you know what? I know him from a soap opera.
Days of Our Lives. Yes, he
Yeah.
was on Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. He was Eugene.
Yes, he was.
And he was in love with Calliope, who was played by
Yes.
Arlene Sorkin. Arlene Sorkin was the inspiration for the Batman character Harley Quinn.
Really?
Wow.
Yes, for those who are
Blew my
fans
mind
of the
there.
Batman the animated series and the comic book, because Harley Quinn became so popular, she was incorporated into the regular Batman comic. Comic book geek, right here.
Well, we need one of those. I mean, but this lays the groundwork for what's yet to come in the next
This is a
episode.
big deal.
Hmm.
In the next episode and beyond.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And,
Let's see, I've already skipped ahead to episode 13. I've already watched it, so I mean, it was
Yeah.
amazing.
so yeah.
And we saw in various episodes of season 2 the pink teddy bear in the swimming pool, and I wondered what the significance of that was. When I got to episode 13, that's when I realized the significance of the teddy bear.
Hmm. It ties everything together, which is just fantastic.
And what happens with Jane's father?
Hmm.
And hold that pink teddy bear thought for a couple of seasons.
Exactly.
That's all I'm going to say.
Season-
Also, Skylar, you're hearing her sing the lullaby through the baby monitor.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's going to come up in a very controversial episode, I'll call it,
Oh, really?
as far as quality is concerned, and that's it. But yeah, it's really, really, and beyond, into those last weeks where we're like in front of the TV. Yeah. You're in for
I
a
thought
treat.
I thought it was interesting when Hank and Marie actually got dinner from Los Polos Hermanos,
Yeah, that was great.
which
And
is
did
where
you notice
Gus.
something during that scene? The pool, it's crystal clear of blue, and in the earlier episodes, it was dingy.
Really?
Yeah, that is something I noticed. Yeah.
It seems like it got brighter each season, leading up to that epic moment in season 4 or 5, I think, about Skylar. I think Alan might know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, season 5.
Yeah. It's so hard to go ahead with a newbie.
Don't go ahead with a newbie. Just like general, you're in for a treat.
But
like,
yeah.
like I told Henry, the death of Jane comes back in season 5 in a terrific moment.
Gut wrenching. Anyway, did you notice that Walt orders a flat tire at the bar? And
No.
Yeah, I was wondering,
didn't notice
why
that.
did he say?
I mean,
I
I
did
knew that
notice
for a
that.
long time, but it finally dawned on me that was like part of the excuse he was making. That he never really
Oh.
vocalized,
Mhm.
but he got rid of the spare.
Mhm.
That's right, he did.
To cover his
At the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
flat tire.
Yeah,
Now I know what you're getting. See,
That's
Henry,
right,
this
he
is why
did get
Ellen's
rid of
here.
it.
This is why Ellen's here. She's terrific.
Oh, thanks. I'm obsessive. Things like Jesse gets to return a line. No, Walt returns a line. Because back when Skylar shows up at Jesse's and he's got the body,
Mhm.
and do not sell marijuana to my husband. And,
Oh, yeah.
And later Jesse will talk about that, and he's like, "Good job wearing the pants in the family, you know."
Mhm.
And this time.
And Walt said it to him. That's right. Yeah, Walt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
And Jane's an evil genius, and
She is. She needed to go.
yeah.
She needed to go. I mean, she turned Jesse onto heroin. I mean, he was already smoking crystal. I mean, what else can you do? Turn him onto heroin. Yeah, she needed to go, definitely. I'm glad she went.
But you notice it was, and you don't really know how it worked out, but it was her idea when they get the money, and she's like, but first we're going to get clean. And we're just going to get rid of this. We're not going to do any more starting right now. And he's like, yeah, we could do that. If
Yeah.
After they said that, they went back to heroin.
Yes, they did.
They shot up heroin.
Yeah. The last hurrah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where I live, I mean, I know it's in a lot of places, but this is a small population. There are ODs like practically every day. It's ridiculous in this tiny, small little area of people. And, you know, I know of somebody who did that. The next day, they were going to start a program. They were actually going to get a medication injected into them. This is a new thing, an injection that lasts a while. That's like, you know, kind of shuts down the opioid receptors, so there's no point. Anyway, then he had a last hurrah the night before. That was it.
Wow.
You know, young, 20, 18, I don't remember, but it was something like that. So, yeah, every time I see these episodes, it just gets creepier and creepier.
Yeah, they are realistic.
And, you know, Aaron Paul is very good as Jesse. I think he is terrific as Jesse.
Mm-hmm. Jesse, yeah, Aaron, Paul, and you know they were going to kill him off, right?
Yeah.
I heard about that. Yes, I heard that they originally were going to kill him off in season 1, but they said he was such a good character, they decided to keep him around.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how that would have turned out. It would have been interesting to see how that would have turned out.
I can't imagine. It's just, you can't imagine. It's like, you know, you can't imagine going back in your life and having different children or whatever. You can't imagine, you know.
Yeah.
If Jesse died, he is fantastic throughout the series.
He is.
Yeah. It's just incredible. But there's so much going on, and Holly isn't even the big story.
Mm-mm.
And then we get a little in-depth to Walt's motivations. And when Junior starts the site.
Yes, SaveWalterWhite.com, which is an actual website, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And donations do go to, I think, some cancer fund.
Mm-hmm.
But, and Walt is against it. We can't ask for money.
He doesn't want charity, which goes back to Gretchen and Elliot when they was going to give him charity. He didn't want that.
Bookmark this, and then in case we didn't get it the first time or the second time, because then he goes out in the hall with Skylar and he does the charity thing after he's already told Junior you can't ask for money, and then he goes and sees Saul, and Saul's like, duh, we're going to funnel your money right through this.
Right, yeah.
And Walt's like, no, I did this. This is going to be for me.
Yeah.
And plus that scene with him holding Holly, and he's raising up the insulation of all the money and say, hey, I did this for you.
I did this for
this
you.
Is all for you. It gives him pride into thinking that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yes, it does.
And so much going on, and still had time to slam us with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Saul's even like, oh yeah, no deep-seated issues there.
Saul is excellent. Saul is a great character. Bob Odenkirk is an absolute genius. He is terrific as Saul. And I know we're going to talk about Better Call Saul because
most definitely.
Because a lot of the stuff that happens on Better Call Saul really ties into Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
And we see the origins of Saul and how he develops and all that. I mean, as we saw in the last episode of Better Call Saul, he had that nickname Saul Goodman way back when he was scamming people.
Mm-hmm. Saul Goodman.
Yeah.
Saul Goodman. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's terrific. You think they're doing the transformation to Saul a little bit too fast?
No, because he's still Jimmy at this point.
He's still got a heart. He's I mean, okay, by now you've met Saul, so you already know that he wanted to kill Badger as a solution to the problem.
That's right, he did, yeah.
So he's got a ways to go. I mean, he's saved. He gets his butt saved, and he still stays and tries to negotiate with Chico for two guys who were trying to throw him under the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still got a heart. He's not completely ethical, but he's not evil, necessarily.
Yeah. But it's like you don't want a criminal lawyer, you want a criminal lawyer.
Exactly.
Which is what he's becoming, yeah.
Yes.
I wish I had a lawyer like Saul.
Sometimes he's just dumb. And there's a line I can't even go with, but he's definitely funny. Oh, and the most epic thing, not the most epic thing, but something epic, zombies. The word zombies, and I don't think it's the first time or the last time it'll be used in Breaking Bad. It is never used in The Walking Dead, ever.
Right, no, it's not.
But Breaking Bad's got it. And Walking Dead is Breaking Bad's
Walking Dead, there are walkers, rotters, biters.
They call them zombies.
They call them everything but zombie on Walking Dead. Because I'm a Walking Dead fan too. So.
All right.
Yeah.
So Skylar, she had the baby. She was worried that Walt wasn't going to make it in time, and Walt was worried too. You can tell he got pissed off for seeing Ted there.
Oh, that was tense. Yes.
Yeah.
That was definitely tense. And especially when it got to, Skylar saying he almost had to deliver the baby himself, and Walt's like, it's a good thing it didn't come to that.
Yeah.
But this tension.
I noticed that little dynamic between Skylar and Ted. I mean, because apparently they had a previous relationship.
It seems that way.
At least that's the way it looks.
Yeah.
It looks almost as if Skylar is trying to perhaps rekindle that relationship.
Actually, right now she's really she's happy with the marriage. This is one of her happy episodes. And all those things about the disappearances and the possibility of a second cell phone. We've done the fugue state. We've done the whole 9 yards. And the baby's born. She's happy. And that's all gone. And she is moving forward. And, she did show some disappointment that he wasn't there. But she was mostly positive about it, and she's really happy. And there's no, where were you? What have you been doing? Money, blah, blah, blah. Everything is peaceful right now. So it's almost like it's Walt's second chance.
Yeah, but then, we'll get into it in the next episode. Things really turn around in the next episode.
You guys, both of you going to be free next week? Because I'm thinking about doing that next week.
Next week? Sure. Yes, I'll be here. Absolutely.
Well, it's still freezing ass cold outside. Yeah.
All right, let's do that next week because episode 13 is really a blowout episode. I mean.
Oh, it is.
Her confrontation. I love the Skylar confrontation. Well, not the confrontation.
It was a great way to cap off season 2.
Yeah.
It was a great way to cap off season 2. It really was.
It was a very bad day for Walt.
Yeah.
Very bad.
It was.
So good.
Yes.
Terrible. Whatever. Yeah.
Okay, let's get into Better Call Saul.
How about Phoenix? A phoenix rises from its ashes. So, was that what compared that to Mandela from last week's episode?
I meant to look that up and what it meant as far as Breaking Bad, where they're going with that title. I think the only Phoenix will be a word that is uttered in the next episode.
That's true. Yeah.
But I don't know why. What is rising from the ashes here?
The only thing I can think of is Holly. Jane's
You know?
dad probably rises from that.
Yeah, well, yeah, and there you've got two men at the bar. One
Mhm.
just brought a daughter into the world, and one's about to lose one
Mhm.
because of the man sitting next to him, and he doesn't know.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and of course, at this point, Heisenberg is like an urban legend almost. And Hank has not connected the dots yet.
Well, we haven't seen
And
much of Hank really, and the case of Heisenberg, like we have in the past episodes of season 2. That's really been on the back burner up until
Dean
season
Norris
3.
brings something to that role. He really does.
Oh, he does.
Dean Norris is terrific as Hank. He is great.
He is. He's great.
yeah, I was really, really paying attention to him in that scene, especially. Oh my God, I can't think of the guy who plays. Help me, Gomi.
Oh,
Gomi, yeah, Gomi.
Stephen Michael Kinsierra.
Oh, that's right. Okay. And honestly, in that one scene, it just seemed like Hank was more genuine. And just a shout out to Marie for the Chinese food that she's completely obsessed with.
even though they
Chinese.
got even though they got Los Polos Hermanos, which there was, that's Gus's, business,
Mm-hmm.
his place of business, and we do see Gus briefly in the next episode, by the way.
Season 3 and 4 is the main 2 seasons you're going to have to watch out for Gus, Henry.
Watch out.
Watch out. Yeah, you have to watch out for Gus in seasons 3 and 4. Most definitely. Most definitely the very first episode of season 4.
Oh, God, it's so great. I'm sure we're watching it for the first time. I watched it week to week. I mean, I binge watched a little bit, but I think I was caught up by season 2, and week to week.
Mm-hmm.
And year to year, there's one cliffhanger they left us with for 11 months. It was torture. So,
Oh man.
so pause before you hit next or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, Henry, take that moment and soak it in.
But
But it's going to be even worse because Better Call Saul. Since I'm watching it with you guys, I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait till Monday. And then it's going to be until 2016 until season 2. I'm like,
yeah,
we're going to wait a year?
Mm-hmm.
Because the season finale for Better Call Saul, I believe, is April 6th.
Oh.
And then we gotta wait till January 2016 to see the season 2.
Oh, The Walking Dead will be done next month, and
yeah,
I'm gonna have nothing to watch. Hopefully, I can get outside. But you know what?
Well, Shane and I have Finding Bigfoot, so we'll be okay.
Actually, Finding Bigfoot does have a Breaking Bad relationship. Gonzo was in Finding Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's right. Jesus Jr. was on the season finale of season 5.
I don't know if you know this, Ellen, but he's a cryptozoological interested in that stuff.
Yes, he
really?
is.
Yeah, he's interested. He searches for Bigfoot and everything in New Mexico.
Okay, I know some people who also do that. They do a Walking Dead cast.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
He's got a show, and and I've been hanging out with them a little bit on Facebook. They're for intelligent discussions about The Walking Dead instead of
How about Richter?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, we mutual friend.
Tammy Murray.
Tammy too.
Yeah, right. She joined us.
Yeah, she was sick tonight. She couldn't join us tonight, so hopefully next week she can be able to join us. Feel better, Tammy.
She wasn't caught up, either, and I hope you're caught up and feeling better.
Mm-hmm.
If you're sick, it's a great time to catch up.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Put some Breaking Bad on, put some Better Call Saul, you feel a lot better.
Oh, and one more thing, Vince Gilligan related, tomorrow night, it'll be that show Battle Creek starts.
Oh, and that's tomorrow?
Vince Gilligan and David Shore, the creator of House.
Ooh, I gotta watch that. I forgot that was
I
tomorrow.
mean, House and Breaking Bad. Are we in heaven? Anyway,
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that. I
My
think
mom loved that show, House. Yeah, my
House is
mom watched
terrific.
House. Yeah, I love Hugh Laurie. Yeah.
Yeah.
that was pretty epic, but not as epic as Breaking Bad. But Better Call Saul,
Right.
I barely remember episode 3. I remember seeing 4, and
Uh, Episode 3 was the cliffhanger where the Kettlemans ripped open the cache and the cache drops out.
Yes.
It was not
Right.
joke.
Yeah.
Uh,
okay.
Saul was trying to find out who kidnapped the Kettlemans. Mike mentioned that the Kettlemans kidnapped themselves, so Saul went looking for him and found him camping out.
Yeah.
The Kettleman.
Okay.
That was
The
funny when he
Kettlemans
busted the
remind
tent.
me.
He busts in the tent. He busts in the tent. And says, "Here's Johnny."
Oh yeah. The movie references will
That
be
was funny.
continuous. Yes.
Yeah. Well, there
Love
was a
this
movie
movie.
reference in Phoenix. Saul
Well,
was talking about
in
the
episode
ballroom.
one of Better in episode one of Better Call Saul, he uses the line, "You will atone,"
Network.
which is from the movie Network. Yes,
I saw the network.
that's
a couple
right.
weeks
That's from
ago.
Network.
Fantastic movie. I had to look
It was
that.
on a few nights ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I looked it up.
that was Ned Beatty who said that line in Network,
Mhm.
and then Saul's or Jimmy said it on the pilot episode of Better Call Saul.
hmm But what about episode 4? That of Better Call
Oh
Saul.
yeah, the flashback. You know where he's running a scam
Yeah.
with the fake Rolexes.
I
That
gotta
was
say,
that was great.
I got a watching buddy who, if television, he'll tell you what's going to happen next in the movie without having seen it, or he can see what's happening in a TV show, and he'll be like, "Oh, this is going to happen." Did not catch on to that first scam we see at all, which is saying something.
Yeah.
Didn't see it coming, and I mean that was brilliant, and it almost worries me how much genius they're going to have to tap into to keep us surprised.
hmm
Because after something like that, now we're on to him.
Yeah.
And by the time he's got a camera on him, and the guy's dangling off the billboard thing, and you're like, you know,
And then
Yeah,
he
and I
runs
mean
up there,
that turned out
shakes
to
the
be.
guy's hand, and was like, "What took you so long?" I'm like, that blew my mind. I never thought in a million
That
years
turned
that
out to
that
be a
would be a
huge
scam.
scam, of course.
Yeah.
Also,
That was the greatest scam I've ever saw on TV.
it was.
I have
And
to
Jimmy
say,
didn't want
yeah,
he
I
didn't
thought,
want Chuck to see it. He didn't want Chuck to see it, so he kept
oh
the
no,
paper from
Mm.
Chuck.
and
And
Chuck
poor
even
Chuck had to.
Yeah.
And Chuck had to go
get
outside with the space
electromagneted.
blanket.
You
Yeah,
really feel for Chuck. I really feel
yeah.
for him. I mean, Michael McKean just took that character and ran with
Oh,
it.
he is. Oh my God, he is great. I mean, I would never thought that Lenny from Laverne and Shirley would play such a role like that. But he is really good. He is
Mhm.
absolutely amazing. Michael McKean. I've been watching his career for a long time. I've seen him in a lot of stuff, including Spinal Tap. Remember, he was in Spinal Tap.
Yes, yes.
This is Spinal Tap, yeah. And brilliant comedic actor, and brilliant dramatic. I mean, he does drama very well too.
Yeah.
You know, and he's married to Annette O'Toole, who was Martha Kent on Smallville.
Wow.
We had an encyclopedia here. This is awesome.
This is
We have,
awesome.
like,
We need that. We
Live
definitely
IMDb.
we need this. This is a staple right now. I saw a comparison between Jimmy and Walter. When they was filming the commercial, Jimmy was like, "This is James M. McGill," just like how Walter was like, "This is Walter H. White."
Hartwell.
Hartwell White, yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that was
Yep.
pretty cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, I see. I think Henry. Do you see comparisons, Ellen? You see comparisons between Walter and Saul, right?
Right now, only so much as they are there are guys who start feeling a little down, like they're not really doing much, they're not making a mark, and they're tired of it, and they're trying to find their way. And, with Saul, with Bullock, okay, with Walt, he's doing stuff you'd never imagine he would have done, ever. He would have laughed at you if you'd suggested it. And Saul wants to be like a legitimate high-class lawyer. And this pro bono $700, I thought pro bono actually meant free. But anyway, pro bono $700 a defendant or a defense isn't doing it for him. And then when he realizes he needs it, he just cranks and makes a ton of money, and he learns something about it. And when Mrs. Kettleman says, "You're the kind of lawyer guilty people hire," that's his niche. He's found his niche. How can we distort things to
I always find it interesting that his office is in a nail salon, and he loves that cucumber water.
That nail salon is going to play a role in Breaking Bad, Henry.
Yep. You should just let him get freaked out and go, "Oh my god, that's so weird, though."
But this is not the last time we're going to see Nacho. Nacho's coming back. I don't know when. He's coming back. Maybe with Tuco.
Oh, Tuco! Oh my gosh, Raymond Cruz is absolutely excellent as Tuco. He wasn't on Breaking.
I was mentioning this to Henry that Raymond Cruz is 57.
Wow.
Yeah.
He doesn't look it. He looks like he's in his 30s.
He looks good for 57.
Yeah.
I hope I'm that good. I hope I'm that good looking when I turn 57.
I loved in the second episode where Jimmy convinced Tuco to only break the skateboarder's legs.
Tuco was lapping up everything he said. It was unbelievable. And that's where Saul could have been like, "Okay, thanks for letting me live. I'm out of here."
Yeah.
But he stayed to make sure those guys got out alive.
He negotiated for those two.
Yep. And that's not the Saul we really know of Breaking Bad.
No.
He was trying to scam. He was trying to run a scam with the two skateboarding brothers because they tried to run a scam on him. The what?
The Kettlemans. He was running a scam on the Kettlemans because he was hoping to get their business. Yeah.
Yeah. They wouldn't hire him.
No, they wouldn't.
They went right to Saul's nemesis and ate him up. I like
how Saul incorporate copyright infringement with the billboard, same logo.
Oh yeah.
Same design. His suit was exactly like Hamlin's. That was fantastic.
But in finding that suit, we got glimpses of the Saul wardrobe. We'll see later in Breaking Bad. Those really crazy, gaudy, colored, bright shirts.
Yeah, those loud shirts and loud ties.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. But how are they going to keep us from being able to guess? Because now you're on him. You can't take him at face value.
Yeah.
When that guy gets up off the ground and stands behind him, you're thinking, he's getting beat, isn't he? And they planned the whole thing with a fake Rolex. And they made what?
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, they made like $700 on that scam.
I was gonna say, in the first episode, Saul or Jimmy was telling the boys to look for a baby poop brown colored station wagon. And it turned out to be Tuco's grandmother. It was Tuco's grandmother.
Oh. We lost Ellen.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
It was Tuco's grandmother.
Yep. I had to do, like we said, forensic watching because it is the same model and it's the same color, and the license plates both start with 4, but they're not the same cars. And that was the
hmm
worst coincidence ever.
The only difference was they had the little stickers of the little family on the back of the windshield.
Yes.
And Tuco's grandmother didn't have that.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, the beginning of the pilot episode will mean something to you.
hmm
Very, very late in the series.
Yeah.
So hang on to that Cinnabon.
You're right. Yeah, the Cinnabon. Yeah, where he's working at the Cinnabon. Yeah.
Like his life after Saul, it looks like, because he's Gene. It's got a name tag that says he's Gene. He's in Omaha, Nebraska, and he's working at a Cinnabon.
Yeah, just keep that in mind, Henry, when you get to season 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I think his tag on Better Call Saul, his license plate does not say lawyer up yet.
No, he's still got that shitbox of a car.
Yeah.
But on Breaking Bad, he has a license plate that says lawyer up.
Yep.
Well, we do see Saul's car in the beginning, right next to his old crappy car.
Yeah. What? Like a white Lincoln Continental or something?
Mm-hmm.
What is? Yeah. Oh, I gotta be careful because associations. Go ahead.
So I saw the preview for the next episode about the guy trying to trying to get a copyright saying on a toilet. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I wonder how that's going to pan out.
Sounds like I'm pretty sure I've seen one of these before. You knew watching that preview though. It was gonna be something stupid. It was just setting right up for it.
It was. I can't wait to see that panning out. That's I don't know what's going to happen during that. Those teases are just not enough.
Are we sure about what Chuck has right now? Is it that rare? They don't really know if it's a syndrome or a phobia.
Well, everybody's saying electromagnetism, and that's what everybody's going by.
Like sensitivity.
Fear of electromagnetism.
Yeah, it's either sensitivity or fear, and I don't think it's been really decided, by the science community. Is it psychosomatic or real?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I hope we get more of that.
I mean, he doesn't have a refrigerator. He puts everything in coolers.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think he has a single electric thing in his house.
No, he doesn't.
That's why he always says, have you grounded yourself? Because that's why Saul puts the cell phone in the mailbox and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't figure that out. I was like, why is he doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, and then when Saul stumbles in drunk, hasn't grounded himself, and has his cell phone on him.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Mm. What do you think about that old woman that was staring at the window when Chuck was trying to get the paper? You think she's going to play? I think she's going to play a role in this.
I don't know. She might.
Because I think we see her in the teaser that was at the end of the show. He was talking to some old woman, and it looked like the old woman that was staring at the window.
Because he stole her paper. She's probably going to say he stole her paper, but she's not going to mention the $5 bill he left on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, because he did leave her $5 for the paper. It's not like technically he didn't really steal it. He because he paid, because he put a $5 bill down there.
Well, I saw the Inside episode, and Vince Gilligan was talking about that. He said, we see Saul getting money, and we see Chuck giving money out and putting a $5 bill for a newspaper. I wonder why he did that. I guess to be nice. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, he's not out to steal from anybody, but he needs that paper.
But what shocked me was that he actually went outside. I would never thought he was going to go outside.
Oh, I know. Because I imagine that people who have that disorder, it's kind of like people who have a fear of going outside.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not so much that he
specific reason. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's not so much that he has a fear of going outside. It's just that he has a fear of electromagnetism.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
But
what I
he
was
really-
supposed
that
to
paper-
blanket on.
That paper is that important to him because he can't
Yeah.
turn to digital media. He can't turn on a TV and watch the
Mhm.
news. No radio.
Right.
Nothing. It's
Yeah.
And he wasn't always like this, obviously, because he was able to have this great law career.
Mm-hmm. And we
So the
saw him in that flashback.
onset.
We saw him in that flashback going to the jail cell where Saul was at and sitting down
Oh,
with him and
yeah.
talking to him.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So, he wasn't born with this. This manifested itself relatively recently.
You think it has to do something with his
Oh, yeah,
parents?
they're showing the preview on AMC now for this week's episode. Oh, the cops are at the door
Oh,
for Chuck. I'm watching Jaws. They have a Jaws-a-thon on AMC, and
Oh, yeah.
I just haven't catch the preview for Better Call Saul.
oh, the cops is showing up. That's
Yeah, and Saul is talking to the old woman. I don't know if that's the old woman. If that's the same old woman or not.
yeah. That's what I was talking about. It looks like the same old woman.
Yeah, might be.
She calls the cops. And then Saul has to get him out of it. And what? Does he have to go to a
That's
station
probably
with
what's going to happen.
a space blanket and totally lose it?
That's going to be great if that happens.
A building full of computers and phones and lights and everything and cell phones,
Oh God.
microwaves. It's scary.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
poor Chuck, man.
So, Henry, you being the noob, what do you think about Skylar at this point?
Like I said before the show started, I mean, I think Skylar right now is a bit conflicted. She's not really sure what's going on. She wants to find out. She's in the dark about a lot of this stuff. She doesn't know why her husband was disappearing like he was.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, where was he going? What was he doing?
Yeah.
He's covering up. He's lying to her. He told her he was going to see his mother. Went so far as to drop him off at the airport.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That's
he went
next
for
week.
Jesse.
That's what comes up next week. But
Right,
I think some time has gone by then. But yeah, like maybe about 6 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks by then.
Mm-hmm.
Because, well,
Yeah.
a spoiler alert, he does have his surgery in the next episode, his cancer
Yeah.
surgery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, let's go ahead and discuss that next week. It's the last
Yeah.
episode of season 2. Let's go ahead and knock it out.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was an epic episode, too. My God.
Mm-hmm.
And an epic season because it's the only season that they knew from the beginning what they were doing with the end.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't always do things that way.
Yeah.
I tell you, Vince Gilligan is an absolutely amazing writer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
He is.
and the fact that he's now behind Better Call Saul, I'm glad that he didn't just abandon
Mm-hmm.
Breaking Bad, but I mean that's his baby,
It is.
and now he's got Better Call Saul going, and it's become a big hit now.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a really, really sick mind. And he does. And they always joke about it because he's this, like, really nice guy, but he's sick. He's, and, like, where the way they were going to kill Jane is just part of it.
Yeah, that would have been great to see. I would have loved to see Walter shoot Jane up with extra dose of heroin. I think that would have been a terrific scene right there.
Or how about the stuff that never happened by now that was supposed to happen, where when whoever killed Jesse, Walt was going to take his revenge.
I think it was Tuco that was going to kill Jesse.
Probably. And did you know about this, Henry? Vince's big
No.
idea was, okay, so let's say Tuco it was, kills Jesse. Walt gets mad, time for revenge. Gets Tuco, like ties him up in like a basement or something. And every day he comes to Tuco or whoever it is, cuts off a little piece of him and then cauterizes
Oh
it.
God.
Like
Oh
a
my
toe.
God.
And then, now anytime, let's say Tuco wants to opt out of this torture, there's a string. And it's all set up that when he pulls the string, a gun will shoot him in the head and he can stop being tortured. But he never does it. And then one day, Walter Jr. discovers this guy and says, "Oh my goodness, who did this to you? What poor thing, let me help you." And Tuco, knowing who Jr. is, pulls the string and then goes Jr. And this was what Vince wanted to do. And so his team of writers are like, wow, you got a lot of good stuff. Let's just bring it down. Focus. Just like take our time. So he really needed those people.
Yeah. But I
One of
like
the
to see him write a
episodes-
book about the alternative Breaking Bad that he was going to create. I would read that. I would read that.
I can't imagine how sick it would have gotten. You know,
Well,
they're
Oh my
like,
God! One of the episodes from season 4.
I heard about
One of the
something.
episodes from season 1. I think it was.
Go ahead.
One of the episodes from season 1. I think it was episode 6. Was the one where Walt went to get his money, his and Jesse's money from Tuco. He
Mhm.
had that explosive stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was.
I mean,
fulminated mercury.
That takes some freaking balls to do something like that, man.
Yeah, that was a great scene. I love that scene.
You're going in there basically unarmed, except for this explosive substance,
Mm-hmm.
and you're
That was-
going against this
Yep.
major drug lord.
Wasn't that the day Heisenberg was born?
Yeah, I think that was the day Heisenberg was born.
I think so.
First time he used that name, and he
Mhm.
had the hat.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know, going into the phone booth and changing and coming out. I'm a new
Mhm.
person. I'm Heisenberg.
But they said there was going to
Yeah,
have
of course,
a
Tuco
villain.
eventually.
There was going to be a villain in season 1 before it got cut short because of the writer's strike, where this Mexican guy takes him out behind Home Depot and asks him to pick a number between 1 and 10. They choose that number, and the villain breaks the number of their spine. If they chose 2, he would have broken spinal cord bone number 2. That was going to be a villain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sick stuff. Oh, and, you know, I didn't know this till I started watching Breaking Bad, but when I think of the X-Files, there's one pretty crazy episode that comes to mind, and it's about basically a guy who Mulder has to drive west. Keep driving west, or his head's going to explode. And he's this nasty, like, really just bigoted against everything in the world kind of jerk,
Mm-hmm.
just spouting off the whole time. And Mulder's driving west, can't stop, or the guy's head will explode. It's already happened to his wife. And it's Bryan Cranston who's playing that guy.
Oh
His
man.
head's going to explode. And Vince Gilligan wrote the episode.
Oh wow. That's awesome.
Wow.
And
I
was
gotta
like,
check that out.
yeah. I think it's called Drive.
Oh
the
man.
episode name. Yeah, and you'll love it just because Bryan Cranston is this other person. All together, he's amazing. He's
Mhm.
great.
For Walking Dead fans, if you watched last week's Walking Dead, they had an RV, and it reminded me of Jesse and Walt. It also reminded me of Dale from the first 2 seasons, because he
Yeah.
had an RV.
Yeah.
Of Walking Dead, yeah. It reminded me of Dale. It reminded me of. I said, are Jesse and Walt in there?
Well, in one of the episodes of Walking Dead, they have some blue meth in a bag. Little bag.
Merle's drugs. Merle's drug stash.
Yeah.
He's got the blue stuff in there. And they literally asked Breaking Bad if they could have some of their prop meth, and they're like, here you go, have a blast. It's
Man,
great. It's great.
can
And
you
then there's
imagine? Just imagine a Heisenberg Walker showing up on Walking Dead.
I think that's going to happen sometime soon. I think that'll be great.
and Henry, when Daryl and Beth are by themselves and at that cabin or house they find, or I don't know, maybe it was somewhere else. But anyway, when they were alone together out there, he was talking about one of Merle's dealers, this janky little white kid,
Jesse.
and it sounded like it wasn't exactly Jesse. It didn't fit a lot of things, including the fact that Daryl's never left Georgia till now. But it really it made us think, at least, that it was a Jesse type. That was cool.
Yeah. Well, but keep in mind, before Walking Dead, before that epic series came about, there was the other epic series, Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking Bad was the granddaddy of all these epic original series on AMC.
Yeah, they really started, the groundwork for that on AMC.
Yeah, and big other HBOs and whatever turned down Breaking Bad, wouldn't show it. I mean, HBO, it does, anything goes on HBO.
Imagine if HBO had it. Imagine all the stuff they would have put in that show that we couldn't see on AMC.
Could have been incredibly more graphic, although, I mean, I have to say, Walking Dead is pretty, you might not want to snack during that show. Save the popcorn. But, yeah.
The pilot episode when you have Skyler giving Walt a hand job, that was interesting.
Well, on eBay. Yeah, that was great. That was her audition scene. So when you look at audition tapes with these guys, that was the scene she had to do to audition, and she nailed it. It was great.
She's sitting there, she's on the computer bidding on something on eBay.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Knowing Bryan Cranston and how he jokes around on the set, I'm sure he punched something in his pants during that.
Oh, I know that there was some sort of a prank like that. He would do that with her. And you know what? Anytime I see her with him, and I mean Anna Gunn with Bryan Cranston, she loves it. She loves it. Poor Bryan. I mean, Anna Gunn
has really
been chased off. She's been chased off the internet. She opened a Twitter account in December, I think, and she had to take it down already. Because people hate Skyler so much that she can't get away from it.
Yeah.
And so they tag her. Yeah, it really is.
And that's a real shame. It really is, because she's terrific. I mean, as Skyler, I mean, it sounds to me like she's going to turn into a bit of a despised character.
You're going to have to watch and judge for yourself, Henry.
And don't listen to what the writers intended. Just think.
Yeah, you're going to have to judge on yourself for Skyler.
I get into these debates, but, I mean, as a mom and a wife right now, like I said, she's just, cleared the board. And how emotional she gets when Walt sees the site and his first reaction is really negative. I mean, she starts to cry for her son. I mean, that's what a mother does. He's really put a lot of work into this. He cares about you. I mean, these are things teenagers don't do. She should have been shaking him, Don't discourage him.
I love the way she worded it. Before when she went to Walt, she said, "You gotta come see what your son has done." Almost as if it was something bad that he did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then they go into the room and it's something good. So.
Yeah, she was overwhelmed. It was really intense.
Yeah.
That he did that. And then Saul sees it as a great, it drops in your lap money laundering tactic here. And Walt's just no, I did it. They have to know. Yeah.
He wants to take pride in it. It's all about pride.
It's not that just that his family gets the money, but that they know he provided, like you said, that scene with Holly.
Hmm
Yeah.
That was a
Right.
great
Yeah.
scene. And Henry, in season 5, you're going to love a scene between Walt and Holly. It was
Mm.
not scripted at all. It was unscripted. It was an unscripted scene. It was terrific, fantastic. Loved it.
Like the baby should have won, or the babies should have won Emmys.
Yeah.
Really, not a lot, let alone Bryan Cranston.
hmm I think Holly one up Bryan Cranston in that scene.
And so it's going to be 3, 4, 5A and 5B. Really, like 4 seasons if you look at it that way.
Mhm.
4 years. They're only going to cover another year and a half right now. We got a year and a half to go, and it takes 4 years to tell it.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff.
I am just absolutely blown away by how great this show is. Man, that and
Henry,
Better Call Saul.
I
just
told
gets
you
better
years
and better.
ago, watch it, Henry, watch it. You should love it, love it.
You did, yes.
Now, since Better Call Saul came on, you finally watched it. I'm glad for you, man. You know, I should be out on the street selling this. Be like, hey,
Like I said, Better
you
Call
want some Breaking
Saul
Bad?
was a gateway drug to Breaking Bad, as
I
far
got
as
an
I was
episode.
concerned.
Better Call Saul is the marijuana to Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad is the blue stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad is the blue meth.
All right, so I think we got this settled. Next week we'll discuss the finale. And
ABQ.
you know what? I think throughout March we'll do season 3.
Sweet.
Yeah?
No weeks off.
No weeks off.
No weeks off.
That
Apply
means I'm gonna
yourself,
start watching. I'm gonna start watching season 3 then. Yes.
Watch season. This is the only way I can get you to watch, Henry.
It's your homework.
Yep.
Oh,
Apply
I'm
yourself.
enjoying it. I guess I binge watched seasons 1 and 2.
Mhm. What'd you think about season 1 and 2?
Oh. I mean, it was telling such a great story.
Mhm.
You know, the progression of Walter from this, meek, innocent guy to this, he's just a chemistry teacher trying to make a living.
Yeah.
He has a job at a car wash, and then the first episode he quits.
Mhm.
The eyebrows.
The car wash comes back into play.
Oh, really?
You better stop.
I gotta tease it.
Put him on mute till you get through this.
I gotta tease it. I gotta tease for him, man.
I know. It's hard not to.
And that one episode where he's in the classroom and the cell phone is vibrating, it's up in the ceiling, and he's looking around, and he's like, who's got their cell phone on?
Mhm.
I think one of Walt's problems not just going forward, but now, is that he is not a criminal mind.
Yeah.
He's kind of learning as he goes, and he has some really unrealistic expectations that he can just make the stuff, and then the money will just be delivered to him in a duffel bag, and that's all that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And he's never had to think this way. And I think we get a sense, although I always complain because of the way Skylar is seen, that we don't get a lot of their marriage before that big 50th birthday midlife crisis. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't really get to see how different. We see she doesn't like it, but we don't get to see that it's a difference compared to what they had been before. So. But yeah, there'll be lots of drama. Sorry,
I thought it was interesting. The one episode where they're out in the desert, Jesse and Walt are in the RV, and Jesse leaves the key in the ignition.
Epic episode.
Battery dies. They're having to crank the generator, and then Walt, using his knowledge of chemistry, actually, was able to put together a rudimentary battery and was able to get the RV started.
Yeah. He was going to build a robot, but a battery didn't.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, because Jesse's like, you're going to build a robot?
Jesse transforms. Everybody transforms. And you go back to Walt's speech in his classroom. It's growth, then decay, then transformation. And it's not. It's it's all of matter. So it's all of us, and everything is under this constant, like change and fast reactions, slow reactions.
Yeah.
Gradual things, explosions. It's awesome.
It is. I really love his monologues in the classroom. I mean, those are terrific.
Yeah, they are. And
I had to cut some out.
I'm looking forward to the upcoming episodes, how all this ties in, all the dynamic and everything. Oh.
I envy you, Henry. I envy you. I do. I want to erase it and start it all over again. And I have to tell you this. The only reason I watched it was because it pissed me off that it was beating my favorite shows. Best actor, best show, blah, blah. And, at that point, I'm like, House and Dexter, please. And I'm like, what is this show? Okay. So I watch it, and I'm like, this. And I hate it. Nah, I'm not going to like this. And within the first 30 seconds, I was there. It just starting with the pans coming down through the air kind of gets you to look. And then, boom, this RV and all this stuff going on. And I'm like, wow, they didn't waste any time getting into stuff.
Yeah.
No, they did not. No, it was... Oh, it was amazing from the get-go. I mean, they just...
Yeah.
Edge of my seat. And I was like, okay, I get it. I get why they won. I'm glad they won.
Yeah, I started it 2 summers ago, and I saw that first scene. I was like, oh my god, what's going on? This is going to be great. And then then episode 2 came around, and I saw the dead body coming through the roof. I'm like, oh my god, what is going to happen next?
Oh, I mean, Jesse, like, you moron. You were supposed to get the tub, the plastic tub. You used a ceramic bathtub with that hydrofluoric acid. No! Not supposed to do that.
This is great. All right. I say we can, we talked a lot about this episode, and even more.
Yeah.
Next week is the season finale. Season finale is terrific. I've seen it.
It's going to be epic, too.
It's going to be epic.
Then
all of March,
epic, yes.
All of March is season 3, which I think is one of the best seasons. Season 3 and 4 is one of the best seasons. Season 5 is terrific as well. Let's go ahead and end this right there.
And next week introduces an epic character.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Yes.
Better Call Saul.
I know who. Yeah. Mike.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Any final thoughts before we end this?
No.
All right.
Oh my God! What a ride this is! Absolute thrill ride. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
Enjoy it, Henry.
Yeah, we wish we could be in your shoes. I want to watch this again. All
right, guys.
We'll see you here next week with the epic season finale of season 2. Good night, everybody.